So she gets on the board first. Mom 1, Sean 0. But this won't be the last confrontation. I will not be beaten. December 17th, 1986 was the day that changed my life forever. I'm 13 years old, in 8th grade. I have to ride my bike to the high school to take an early morning geometry class because my middle school didn't have that level of math. It's a little smart back then. And I'm riding, I'm high on life, just on top of the world. Our all-star team had just come back from the Little League World Series, which is the pinnacle of all baseball players. This is the picture that was published in the newspaper when we came home from the airport. I was a mini celebrity in my hometown. So I'm riding my bike in the bike lane of a pretty heavily trafficked street. And as I'm riding through an intersection, this lady comes up to a stop sign on my right, but she doesn't stop at the stop sign. She goes through the line, and I feel like she's going to hit me. So I do what I feel like I need to do in the moment to not get run over, and I swerve left and hard. Right into traffic. And before I can even whip my head around, I feel the crushing impact. The police report said my next door neighbor's car was traveling 50 miles an hour when it destroyed my bicycle and sent my body flipping and flailing in the air. When I wake up, I don't understand. The outside world is silent, but the inside world is deafening. What happened? Where am I? The slow lane. Except these cars aren't going slow. They're coming after me fast. I have one thought. Move! I collapsed because the car's bumper had nearly severed my leg at the shin. So as I now look at this car slamming on its brakes, in this eternal moment, likely my last, I beg, please don't take me. Please, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. My mind was arrested in time, but my survival instincts take over. And I feel a surge of energy go. And I get out of the way onto the sidewalk. And within a couple seconds, it felt like there's a crowd gathered around me. And the lady who ran through the stop sign is praying, please, God, spare this child's life. Those words shatter me, yet keep my soul warm at the same time. So I lift my leg and almost vomit when I see my shoe hanging and dangling loosely at the shin. Blood starts to soak my clothes. My body's getting cold and tingly. The world starts spinning. And I close my eyes and enter the darkness already taken me. Next thing I know, I'm in an ambulance, siren on. Am I going to be okay? I hear myself ask the man with the calm eyes. Yes. His eyes tell me with a smile and a nod. But the woman behind him, running fast, ripping packages open and plugging in tubes, tells me otherwise. And then with a blink, I'm in the hospital on a gurney. People talking fast and moving faster, rushing me through the halls. One doctor cuts my pants off with scissors. And another doctor says the words, emergency surgery. And a third doctor's over the other side of the room with my mom and dad. He says something to my mom that makes her double over, like somebody punched her in the gut. Mom. Like somebody just told her that she might lose another child. This would be her 8th. I leaned forward to look at my wound. And when I did, I wish I hadn't. I don't understand how the hole can be wider than my leg. Then a nurse comes, puts on a mask and says, count backwards from 10. Okay. 10? Wait, what's going to happen? 9? Am I going to be okay? 8? Mom! 7. So they did emergency and experimental surgery on my leg. And it worked. And within about a year, I was able to rehab and even get back on the baseball field. Even though I was just a shell of who I used to be. My mom and dad kept arguing. And as the argument got worse and worse, I figured I needed to pick a side. So I chose my dad. I mean, to me, it was an easy choice. He coached my teams, went to all my baseball games, even helped me fling papers on my paper route. And my mom didn't do any of those things. In my view, all she did is smoke and go to therapy. I mean, she didn't even work. All the things I started to resent her for. And so I created a story in my mind where she became the bad guy in my whole life. And then she could do nothing right in my eyes.